So here's the truth on HR 3. So, and we're going to get to those better ways, but there's more to the HR 3 than just the misconception that it's a negotiation. It's really price setting and all the problems that creates with fewer cures. It's also it's sort of vindictive in a way. So tell me about the tax. There's a potential 95% tax if a manufacturer refuses to negotiate.
Yeah. Let's just start with the term negotiation.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody loves the IRS.
Right.
This makes the IRS look like a piker, because negotiation is, Dan, here's what I'm going to pay you for the drug within this range of what you sell it for in some other country. Oh, if you don't agree to what I tell you I'm going to pay you for it within that range, then I'm going to tax your revenues. Starting in the first quarter, your revenue is 65%.
You mean
and
profits? You mean profits?
No, revenues, not profits. And I was a small business owner for 20 years. There is a big difference between revenues and profit. And so they say 65% in the first quarter. And by the third quarter of that year, I'm at 95% of your revenues. So, you know,
what incentive would you have to do anything?
That's called a negotiation.
Yeah.
And by the way, this affects anywhere else you sell that drug in America. So if you won't play with me on a Medicare, then whatever your revenue stream is. So what do you think happens then? They're either gonna capitulate, or they're gonna find knockoff drugs that make them a lot of money, and they're just gonna keep going down that path and not go after these ones we really want to focus on, like on Alzheimer's and ALS and things of that nature.
Here's a big question. Who does this really hurt? You know, is it hurting big pharma? Because this, you know, it's pretty popular to hate on big pharma, but is this really hurting them? Because what they're doing nowadays is they're seeing innovation in the biotech industry, small kind of startups. It's a good system.
That's who it hurts.
Right, and that's who it hurts. But they're the ones actually creating a startup. They're going into massive amounts of debt because they care. You know, they care about the next cure, and if they look good, then they'll get bought up by big pharma. It's kind of the way Silicon Valley works.
I was just going to say, doesn't that sound a lot like a couple of guys in a garage that created Apple?
But that's what's happening, and it's a good thing. But
I'm not if this happens.
I'm not sure what their incentive would be if this was.
But you have to have investors who are willing to take high risk on a startup.
Right.
In the hopes they come up with a cure, and most of the medicines that go into this 10 to 15 year pipeline, by the time they're all the way out the other end, and very few end up, actually working. You got to recover your costs at some point. And if you get to that miracle drug, that new medicine, that cure, and at the end, big government in Washington says, "Oh, great, hey, thanks. Now that you've developed this thing, you've invented this thing. You have to sell it to us at this price, or we're going to tax your revenues." Aren't you going to chase off investment and innovation?
Right.
I think you will. There are independent analysts that studied economics for their livelihood say you will, and I don't think we have to go there to get prices down.
Right. In big pharma, they'll still make money because what they do now is they'll come out with version 2.0, version 3.0 of the same drugs.
Exactly.
There's no incentive to innovate for a new drug. They're going to do what they think they can make money.
It'll be the next knockoff that's changed just enough that it's a new one. They can launch something new. They got their patent protections. And by the way, patent protections are important. They're in the Constitution. This is why America is such the innovator in the world.
You have to have some kind of patent protection.
Right, and you have to be able to recover. If you invent something, if you invent the Apple iPhone, should the government come say, "Oh, well, wait, if you're selling that $20 cheaper in Japan, then we want that price, and if you're not, we're going to take your revenues."
Right.
That's what's being proposed here.
That's a signal to future innovators.
That's right.
That's the problem.